There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey & Glasser and by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia, welcome to another Mountain Stage with your host, Larry Gross.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune. But the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning around a simple song. Well, thank you so much, and welcome once again to Mountain Stage Live Performance Radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. We are at our home at the Culture Center Theater here in Charleston, West Virginia, and boy, do we have a show for you. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. Okkervil River has come up from Austin, Texas to be with us. They'll be out during the next hour. As will another band who's come a little bit farther than that from Zimbabwe. Mokoomba is here. One of our very favorite singer-songwriters, Mr. Joe Pug, is back on the show. Fantastic singer and songwriter, and a man who is really an institution in American music and a treasure. David Amram is on the show today. But we're going to open up with a man who has been with us once before and impressed us very much. Comes from a family of storytellers. His grandfather is Larry McMurtry. His father is James McMurtry. And his songs tell stories too, not the same way that those two tell, but a really very interesting way that Curtis McMurtry writes and sings and presents his ideas. His latest CD is called The Hornet's Nest. And when you see the cover, it's a wonderful black and white drawing that someone else did, but he conceived, which is a heart, a human heart, and then it morphs into a hornet's nest. He's brought a friend with him who was on the record. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Curtis McMurtry.
Shining like a lighter in a foxhole, and without delay I put you in my sights. For many years I watched you dancing in my crosshairs, but I couldn't pull the trigger for my life. But then one day I got the stones to take your hand, dear, and I won you with a flower and a smile. Though all I had to offer was a fireplace and a face you learn to love after a while. One day I was called to serve my country, and I went because I had never been away. And I returned home with a bandage on my forehead and a memory that gets weaker every day. And now you never touch me like you used to, and my injuries don't even start to heal. And I was sure right then and there that I would lose you. Oh, how wretched your beauty makes me feel. And I used to think our love was but a trifle. I was surprised it lasted through the month of May. But now I am too old to lift my rifle. You're still here to watch me waste away. My love, I've lost so many friends since we got married, and I know that you could say the same to me. I believe I was the first to ever catch you. Perhaps I should be the first to set you free. I saw you shining like the sunlight through the window, and the truth had started slowly sinking in. And I knew when I walked out the door this morning, I would never see your pretty face again. So don't go searching for my body in the cattails. Just be happy that I've found a place to rest. By the time you read this letter, I'll be gone, dear. You know I love you, but this is for the best. You know I love you, but this is for the best. Thanks so much. It's wonderful to be back here at Mountain Stage. This is Diana Burgess playing cello with me tonight. She's going to sing some too. The last time we were here, I told the audience that I only play sad songs and mean songs. It's been about 3 years since we were here, and I'm happy to report that since that time, I've added melancholy, vindictive, and bleak to my emotional songwriting palette. So I really feel like I'm branching out these days. As we make our meek adjustments, we never suspect that we don't understand, and we crumple up our passions in the palms of our hands, and we mass produce our fantasies to satisfy demands. There is a place for people like us. What a respectable enemy you turned out to be. And here I thought you were just a bad friend, though none of us chose to be cruel. I suppose when we have to, we all learn to bend. When we trust in constellations, we proudly admit that we made a mistake, and we muster disappointment with everything we make. When the masquerade is over, we all put our faith in whatever makes a fragile thing feel safe. And what a respectable enemy you turned out to be. And here I thought you were just a bad friend, though none of us chose to be cruel. I suppose when we have to, we all learn to bend. respectable enemy you turned out to be. And here I thought you were just a bad friend, though none of us chose to be cruel. I suppose when we have to, we all learn to bend. And there is a place for people like us. Thanks. What do y'all think about pop music of the modern era? So I suspected some of you might respond in the negative, which is why I wanted to take this moment to encourage you to go back and listen to some of the top 40 stuff now, because suspiciously I think it's getting better. I think it's getting much better. I've noticed recently that there's this push for experimentation, even in the bigger, high-tier pop stuff, where I'm noticing, I don't know, chords like this, like in a Rihanna song, which I didn't used to hear so much, and I really like chords like this, so I feel like this could maybe be a very lucrative shift for me. Maybe. And I feel like everything really, the moment when I knew that Top 40's pop was suddenly much better than it had been a few years previous was last year when Beyonce released Lemonade. And it was just such an amazing album. If you haven't checked it out, I really do recommend it. And this is my song that I hope Beyonce sings someday. It's called Right Words, Wrong Inflection. To be aggressive, but when you hold my hand you look so restless. I can feel it in your eyes.
Dear, it must be all in your head because I'm hiding nothing. I tell you everything, you still don't trust me.
Am I so easy to despise? Sometimes you say the right words with the wrong inflection, so now I'm unimpressed by yesterday's perfection. It's hard to love myself with someone else around, so though you make me weak, I won't let my defenses down. You push me too far. Stop insisting that I take things too hard. You know I bruise just like a peach.
Love, that's not true. Don't pretend to know the pain I've been through. When everything you have was handed to you, you never even had to reach.
Sometimes you say the right words with the wrong inflection, so now I'm unimpressed by yesterday's perfection. Don't sweep me off my feet, I like it on the ground. So though you talk so sweet, I won't let my defenses down. Diana Burgess. So I mentioned Beyonce, and not too many of you went crazy. So I can only infer from that the rest of you are enormous fans of experimental 20th century classical music. There's a few of you. I feel you're really one or the other. Beyonce or John Cage. Or you're me and you're both. For the uninitiated, John Cage did a lot of cool stuff, but I would say my favorite thing he did was these prepared piano pieces where he would put bolts and keys and pencil erasers and chewing gum inside the piano to sort of modify the sound. And I got jealous of that and decided to do the same thing with my guitar. So I have weaved a Metro card through the strings, and I'm now playing through a reverb amp. I don't really use guitar pedals that much because they're very expensive, and I would just leave them somewhere anyway. So here's my cheap yet still patent-pending method of modifying the sound of the guitar. Thank y'all so much. We tell ourselves we will be chosen, for we draw lines we never cross, a silver world where nothing touches, nothing gets dirty or lost. But the Lord is a wolf, not a shepherd. There's no rope for us to hold on. There is only one path we can follow. We don't go anywhere when we're gone. So build your towers to the heavens. Nothing made is here to stay. Put up a stone to mark our bones. Till the wind wears it away. When I die, give me no coffin. Lay me naked on a hill. Leave my body by its lonesome. Let the vultures have their fill. The years will scrape away my voice and everything I ever knew. The dead don't care if they're forgotten, but the old they surely do. Build your towers to the heavens. Nothing made is here to stay. Put up a stone to mark our bones. Till the wind wears it away. Till the wind wears it away. Till the wind wears it away. Thank y'all so much.
Diana Burgess on the cello and vocals, and Curtis McMurtry, songwriter, singer, and guitar player right there. The new one is called The Hornet's Nest, and you heard some tunes from that during that short set. Mr. Curtis McMurtry was born and raised and still lives down in Austin, Texas. And I don't think even Curtis knows that Well, John Cage may have never been on this show, may never had a contact with West Virginia, but George Crumb, another great modern classical composer, was born here. Not only was he born here, he was raised in a house that they tore down to make this auditorium where we are. So the spirit of George Crumb is here, and we love that. It's now time for Julie Adams to do a tune. She's chosen a Jimmy Cliff song I think you'll recognize. She'll be accompanied by the band and a special guest. Ron Soul is the leader of our band. He's back there along with Michael Lipton and Ryan Kennedy, guitar players. Bob Thompson, as always, will be on the keyboard. Ahmed Solomon is our drummer. Steve Hill is our bass player. And on a whistle there is a man who you'll hear just a little bit later, and he's going to actually set in with several people during this. He set in with so many people during his lifetime, he could never make a list big enough for me to even read it during this 2 hours. Mr. David Amram will be playing along with Julie. Sitting in Limbo by Jimmy Cliff. Here's Julie Adams.
Sitting here in limbo, but I know it won't be long. Sitting here in limbo, like a bird without a song. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will keep me strong. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the dice to roll. Sitting here in limbo, I got some time to search my soul. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I have been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I have seen. Tried my hand at love and friendship, but all that is past and gone. I know it's time to be moving on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to flow. Sitting here in limbo, knowing that I have to go. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I have been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I have seen. Tried my hand at love and friendship, all that is past and gone. I know it's time to be moving on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to fall. sitting here in limbo, and I know I have to go. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Sitting in a limbo, sitting in a limbo, sitting in a
Julie Adams Mountain Stage Band with Mr. David Amram on the whistle right there. Jimmy Cliff song, Sitting Here in Limbo. You're listening to Mountain Stage live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia, whether you're looking for extreme outdoor adventure, family fun, or an intimate getaway for two, there is something for everyone in the Mountain State. Travel planning and trip ideas available. Visit go2wv.com. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, presenting the inaugural BB&T Malden Salt Fest on October 7th, celebrating the history of salt in West Virginia's Kanawha Valley. Learn more at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. Don't forget, you can hear Mountain Stage guest performances, including songs we don't have time to fit on the radio, at NPR Music. That online address is npr.org/mountainstage. Well, I said at the beginning of the show, one of our favorite singer-songwriters was on this show, and that is certainly true. He's making his 5th appearance on the Mountain Stage. You may have seen him. He's traveled around, played concert halls and clubs and big festivals, too. He's been at Lollapalooza in Bonnaroo, the Newport Folk Festival. So it's not unlikely that you've seen or heard him over the last years. But we do love his songwriting, and I think I love it personally because the strength and the core of his songs are something that do something for me. His latest record is called Windfall. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Mr. Joe Pug.
Thank you, man. Thanks, y'all. As the only child for 100 miles, living in the land of plenty, you can raise your cup anytime you want, never find it empty. But your plate was flush and you had so much, while others had not any. As you lay in bed where they shaved your head, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. Well, it was hard to breathe when you knew no need. The crown had laid so heavy, At night you slept underneath your bed, both your pistols ready. But they stole your robes, now your clothes won't sell for a penny. You're free to rest your naked chest, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. When the sirens cried in the afternoon, did your mouth go dry, did your blood run blue? Was it louder than a drum in an empty room? Did it strike so hard, cause it rang so true? As a traveler in the wider world, the road was never friendly. So you turned around, you were homeward bound at the tender age of 20. When you arrived, you cried to find your mother had no memory. Once you were her only child, now you're one of many. Oh, now you're one of many. Thank you. There's a road I have known I could always find. If I walked ahead, I could look behind. If I fell behind, I could always know. If it's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond this river, it's beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. There's a hand I have known I could always hold, through the night so long, through the days so fair. If I lost my grip, I would not despair. If it's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond this river, it's beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. So I'll keep walking on and often you can hear the echoes of my steps. If it's not around this corner, it's around the next. If it's not beyond this river, it's beyond the rest. And if still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. If still it can't be found, it's probably for the best. There's a road I have known I could always find. Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's great to be back here for the 5th time. I guess the first time I came here was in 2008. And if you haven't been to a place in a while, you think about yourself 10 years ago in your early 20s, you just kind of go down a shame spiral for a while. So when the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds I'll just arrive and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with eyes half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. When every revolution is sponsored by the state, there's no bravery in bayonets in tearing down the gates. If you see me with a rifle, don't ask me what it's for. I fight my father's wars. When hunger strikes a fashion and freedom is routine, when all the streets in Cleveland are named for Martin Luther King, you will see me at the protest, but you'll notice that I drag. I burn my father's flag. So when the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds I'll just arrive and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with eyes half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. I do my father's drugs. Thank you. And I've come to know the wish list of my father. I've come to know the shipwrecks where he wished. I've come to wish aloud among the overdressed crowd. Come to witness now the sinking of the ship, throwing pennies from the sea top next to it. And I've come to roam the forest past the village with a dozen lazy horses in my cart. I've come here to get high, to do more than just get by. I've come to test the timber of my heart. Oh, I've come to test the timber of my heart. And I have come to be untroubled in my seeking. And I have come to see that nothing is for naught. I've come to reach out blind, to reach forward and behind. For the more I seek, the more I'm sought. Yeah, the more I seek, the more I'm sought. And I've come to meet the sheriff and his posse, to offer him the broadside of my jaw. I've come here to get broke and then maybe bum a smoke. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. And I've come to meet the legendary takers. I've only come to ask them for a lot. Well, they say I come with less than I should rightfully possess. I say the more I buy, the more I'm bought, and the more I'm less I cost. Now I have come to take their servants and their surplus. Now I have come to take their raincoats and their speed. I've come to get my fill, to ransack and spill. I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. Oh, I've come to trade the harvest for the seed. Come on. And I've come to know the manger that you sleep in. I have come to be the stranger that you keep. I've come from down the road, and my footsteps never slowed. Before we met, I knew we'd meet. Ah, before we met, I knew we'd meet. And I've come here to ignore your cries and heartaches. I've come to closely listen to you sing. I've come here to insist that I leave here with a kiss. I've come to say exactly what I mean, and I mean so many things. And you've come to know me stubborn as a butcher, and you've come to know me thankless as a guest. Will you recognize my face when God's awful grace strips me of my jacket and my vest and reveals all the treasure in my chest? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I got one more for you here. Man, I love coming to Charleston, but I tell you what, the bar we go to afterwards, it just sounds like a hangover. Like, it just sounds, what is it, just like the broken glass, the dirty jar? The filthy glass? The empty glass? Woo, I mean, I'm going to injure myself tonight, and I don't even mean to, but, anyway, here's one more. I'll see you guys later at the Wretched Jar, and we'll have a great time. Thanks for listening, all right? Don't take everything they say to heart. Don't pick every unkind word apart. It's a brave new world, but some things still hold true. The seasons change and people change their tune. 'Cause they don't know beauty, just the costume. Don't know music, just the volume. Stay and dance with just who brought you. When the lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. So grab that waiting wheel and set your course. Let the chorus waver back and forth. It's you alone knows where the greatness lies. So meet their doubtful gazes eye to eye. 'Cause they don't know beauty, just the costume. Don't know music, just the volume. Stay and dance with just who brought you. Stay and dance with just who brought you. Stay and dance with just who brought you. When the lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. When the lights come up, baby, nothing else remains. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Larry.
Joe Pug right there. His latest album is called Windfall, and the title song is one of my favorite songs of the last few years. Also, if you like the kind of singer-songwriters that show up on this show from time to time, like Joe, he has a podcast. It's a new podcast called The Working Songwriter. He interviews a lot of them, and it's really very entertaining as well as very informative, Mr. Joe Pug. We hope you will take a look at our website if you have a chance, mountainstage.org. You can find links there to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. And, of course, someday we hope you'll actually join us in person in the audience wherever we are, whether we're here in Charleston or on the road. You can find out where we're going to be, and you can get your tickets right there at mountainstage.org. Well, we have such a treat for you right now. A man who, if I took time to tell you everything that he's done, well, the show would be over by the time I finished, because he's championed music and he's played music, he's composed music for many, many years. And to give you an idea of the breadth and the depth of what he's done, this year he received the Tribeca Performing Arts Center Highlights in Jazz Lifetime Achievement Award. He also received the Folk Alliance International's Lifetime Achievement Award. And he, just a little bit ago, a couple of years ago, he also, New York Lincoln Center Library of the Performing Arts produced a week-long series of salute to David Amram because of the work that he's done. So much stuff he's done. He was the composer of the soundtrack for The Manchurian Candidate and for Splendor in the Grass, as well as for Pull My Daisy, the film that was collaboration with Jack Kerouac. And David has written a book about his collaboration with Kerouac called Offbeat. I read that book. It's fantastic. He's got several things coming out soon. Classical chamber compositions by David Amram will be out. And he's already got a 5-CD box set out there called Film Music of David Amram Moochin' About. After this set, I'll tell you where he's going to be coming up. He's going to play with the Mountain Stage Band. Please welcome, for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Mr. David Amram.
I just wanted to thank all of you who come to support the beautiful, timeless roots musics, because there's a whole lot of those musics of America, and say what a joy it is to be back in West Virginia and to be on a bill with all these wonderful young singers, songwriters, and these fantastic musicians in your band. The first piece I'm going to play is by the great Woody Guthrie, and the instrument I'm playing is a hulu sai from Chengdu, China. And as I'm sure many of you know, if you visited Chengdu, that's considered to be the Point Pleasant of China. And this is a song that could have been written yesterday about the people who feed us and help our children to be healthy by having some good food and the conditions that they accept for us to survive, called Pastures of Plenty. It's a mighty hard road, my poor hands of hope. My poor feet have traveled a hot, dusty road. And out of your dust bowl, and westward we roll. And your deserts were hot, and your mountains were cold. I worked in your orchards of peaches, prunes. I slept on the ground in the light of the moon. On the edge of the city, you'll see us then. We come with the dust, and we go with the wind. California, Arizona, I harvest your crops. Well, it's up north to Oregon to gather your hops. Dig the beets from your ground, cut the grapes from your vine, to set on your table for your light, sparkling wine. Green pastures are plenty from the dry desert ground. From the Grand Coulee Dam, while the waters run down. Every state in the Union, us migrants have been. We'll work in this fight, and we'll fight till we win. It's always we ramble that river I. All along your green valleys, I will work till I die. My land I'll defend with my life if it need be. 'Cause my pastures are plenty, must always be free. My land I'll defend with my life, if it need be. 'Cause my pastures of plenty must always be free. Thank you so much. The next song is one that's also just a kind of a classic, and the great Odetta told me a long time ago, because she started out being an opera singer and who always loved folk music. And she said, David, whatever genre, whether you're writing a symphony or playing a folk song in a prison, it's all music, and all the sincere music built to last is folk, because folk is the root of the tree. So when I was sitting around in the summer of 1967 in Greenwich Village at a little coffee house with the great Richie Havens and author Jack Kerouac, we were talking about the fact that what was officially branded by the entertainment industry as the summer of love, which had more depressing, angry-looking people who felt that they weren't sure whether or not they could fit into that fashion mode of the moment. We're trying to figure out what the heck to do with our lives. We were also informed, don't trust anybody over 30. And Richie Havens said, man, he said, I'm over 30. I'm a pretty trustworthy cat. He said, Kerouac, you're almost 40. Dave, you're way over 30. I think we're all pretty trustworthy. And suddenly we heard this beautiful song by someone who was way, way over 30 named Louis Armstrong, singing the most beautiful song on AM radio. And it was just so beautiful to hear that simple, wonderful, old-time message in a great, great song. So we'd like to do this for all of you and to celebrate Mountain Stage, because anything in the year 2017 that can be as beautiful as your program has been over the decades at a time when supposedly that isn't possible, proves that it was, is, and always will be a wonderful world. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright, blessed days, and the dark, sacred nights. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, reflecting on the faces of the people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what wonderful, wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But what they're really saying is, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what wonderful world. And here in July in the year 2017, we're proving that tonight. With all this music and all this creativity here in Charleston, West Virginia, it's out of sight. So if you get gloomy watching the news, you feel you have to pay your dues for other people whose misinformation, misapprehension means they never had a chance to be in this type of situation. Just tell them to listen to some fine music and turn on Mountain Stage each and every week. And then they'll really have to feel bad, worry about whether or not they should turn the other cheek. But simply take the inspiration and the warmth and the love of the breezes that flow to make the sails unfurl, to show it was, is, and always be a most amazing, wonderful world. Thank you, thank you. And now for our grand finale for this part of the show. This is a song that I wrote in 1959. The co-lyricists were not noted in the country music scene. It was Jack Kerouac, his road buddy Neil Cassidy and Allen Ginsberg for a little film, home movie really, that we made called Pull My Daisy. And over the years, like so many other things, it has gradually, like myself, oozed from the bathysphere of total obscurity into almost being on the scene. And this is the song that we wrote for the film. I wrote the music for the film and used chamber music and jazz and Jack Kerouac's extraordinary, spontaneous narration based on a play that we wrecked by our bad acting, and he saved it with this wonderful narration. And this was the little song that we wrote, and we're going to do the West Virginia version of it. So if any of you have cell phones, please come afterwards so you can send me a copy. We'll see how we did. Well, here we are way back in West Virginia one more time again. I wasn't driving through the hollers this time. I could only say amen. Because even though I used to do it and never considered myself to be a particularly good sport, this time I landed first class in the Charleston airport. I'd never flown over West Virginia before. I'd only seen the hills passing by. And it was so nice to look down from the plane way, way, way up in the sky and see the West Virginia is beautiful, whether you're above it, below it, around it, or in between, because it's still one of the most amazing places on the planet. And you all live here, so you know what I mean. So for all of you tonight, for everyone here at Mountain Stage, we're just so happy that we can be here. And just like the great Osage of yesteryear when they lived in Oklahoma and had their drums and songs heal everyone, we're going to do a special version for this one and only time for Done. We hope that you enjoy it too and don't think that all this is certifiably crazy. It's just this particular evening's introduction to the song called Pull My Daisy. Pull my daisy, tip my cup, all my doors are open. Hop my heart for coconuts, all my eggs are broken. Hop my heart song, heart my light, seraphs hold me steady. If my angel heart my light, lay it on the needy. Hop my heart song, heart my light, seraphs hold me steady. If my angel heart my light, lay it on the needy. Well, with Jack and Eel and Alan, I wrote the song way back in 1959. We never thought all those years later we'd be here in Charleston, West Virginia, feeling so fine, and we hope that you enjoy the song yourself. Take those videos, put them on someone else's shelf. If you can't write a better song than this, I'll tell you, you are truly in remiss. I know you could do it because you've been through it, and everyone's born with creativity. And that's the way you can combine that with a little spontaneity. And if you do it, you can be creative each and every day. Cause as you know, when we are born, we're all born that way. Now I don't have to say too much anymore, cause everyone here knows the score. So that we can really go far, we're gonna hear a little solo from the guitar. Tip my cup, all my doors are open. Hop my heart for coconuts, all my eggs are broken. Hop my heart song, heart my light, Sorrow's hold me steady. If my angel harp my life, lay it on the needy. Harp my heart song, harp my life. Sorrow's hold me steady. If my angel harp my light, lay That's the way they used to scat sing even here in Charleston, West Virginia, not to mention Bluefield and Point Pleasant and all the other places and beautiful spaces way back in 1943. Jack was still living in Lowell, Massachusetts when we first hung out. A little later on, he told me all about that. And even when he was in the first grade, he was a very, very musical cat. And he only spoke French at home, and his father said to him, Mon cher Jacques, si tu restes ici toute la vie, alors sûrement tu seras obligé, comme ta mère, à travailler toute la vie dans une factory. Which means, man, you better get out of town or you're going to be like your mother and spend your whole life working in a factory. So, with his football skills and already A average as a great literary scholar, he went to prestigious Horace Mann and then got into even more prestigious Ivy-covered Columbia U. And the third week, even though he had a football scholarship, he broke his leg, and that was the end of his literary and academic and athletic career. And after years of rejection and no inspection, finally in 1957, the third-string critic, thank heavens, because the first-string critic hated it, but he was on vacation. The third-stringer, Gilbert Milstein, gave it an incredibly good review. And Jack was so excited he almost didn't know what to do. And now, all these years later, even though he died with $83 in the bank, his books are read or admired all over the world each and every day. So for everyone here in beautiful Culture Center, Charleston, West Virginia, USA, whether you want to write, paint, play, sing, or get ready to plant your flowers for the next 2018 upcoming spring, in the interest of spontaneity, let's all pull our daisy.
David Amram right there, Mr. David Amram. He's got a lot of things out there you can pick up. Classical Chamber Compositions will be out soon. The 5 CD box set, film music of David Amram, Moochin' About, which includes the score to Pull My Daisy, the Robert Frank film. It also includes that box set, the scores of The Manchurian Candidate, Splendor in the Grass, the arrangement, and also Isn't It Delicious, and the Broadway scores that he did for After the Fall and On the Waterfront when they were on Broadway. David has done so many things that are of great interest. He's conducted 75 orchestras around the world, written 110 pieces for chamber and orchestra, and he was chosen by Leonard Bernstein to be composer in residence for the New York Philharmonic back in the 1960s. And there's been a film made about him called David Amram, The First 80 Years. And you know, I joke about myself. I made a record and I said I'm a submerging artist. And the irony is David is 86 and he's still emerging. You can tell right there. David Amram, it's a real treat. treat to have a man like that on the mountain stage. I'd like to say a special hello to you if you're listening right now over KRCB, Santa Rosa, California. Hello out there. And WTIP, Grand Marais, Minnesota. Hello to all our great friends up in Grand Marais. Hope you'll be with us next time. Our show will feature St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Mac McAnally, the Wild Reeds, Sarah Siskine, and Chastity Brown. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. Thank you so much. Welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. If you are just joining us, we are certainly glad that you have done that, and I think you will be too. Coming out a little later during this album is a great African band from Zimbabwe called Mokoomba. But right now, we're happy to welcome for the first time a band from down in Austin, Texas. The man who formed the band with some other friends came from New England originally, I believe, Will Sheff. But over the years, the band has evolved, as many bands do, and people have come and gone. And they came into the spotlight back in 2005 when they made a record called Black Sheep Boy, which included the great Tim Hardin song, Black Sheep Boy. And it made such a splash. So many people named it as one of the best of the year, including a man that Sheff admired, Lou Reed, who said that Okkervil River is one of his favorite contemporary bands, and they opened shows for Lou Reed. Some other fans over the years have included a man you might remember named Barack Obama, who included Down, Down the Deep River on his favorite song playlist. And that song, Down, Down the Deep River, is going to be a movie. Will directed and wrote and scored the film Down, Down the Deep River, which will be released soon. Please welcome folks who have a new record on ATO called Away, Okkervil River.
Thank you so much. This is a song called Okkervil River, R.I.P. Hey, my little baby, pointing out the sky's amazing in the lake now. All of this sensation and no space on earth to place it where it's safe now. You've got a big day coming, a big day coming now. Gather crowd around me in the gutter where you found me, help me stand now. My body, it is aching and my poor old heart is breaking, and I'm so free doubt. We've got a big chance coming, a big chance coming now. All the little Sadies and the literary ladies wish me well now. A slob upon a plane that through the air is silver swaying into sundown. A hightail my cool haircut through the turnstiles of the airports on the run now. You flip a couple hundred pages, I was turning 38, it was a horrible sight. You've got a bad day coming, a sad day coming now. I'll wear a white suit and black sunglasses to the last mass now. Okay. And give me one last kiss in your pink silk dress, I guess. Said I have lost all willow with my face pressed against your breast. And I have pilfered the king's pills from the palace medicine chest. I cried a quart of crocodile tears onto Allison Ann's pink champagne glass. I was escorted from the premises for being a mess. And it's just like when Sean Howe told me how the Force MDs died. Lou Gehrig's disease, late TCD, low mercury, had a heart attack back in '95. And where TJ Dr. Rock went, nobody knows. I see my grandfather T. Holmes Budmore laid up in his hospital clothes. Or I think about Judy Sill dying in some trailer park on cocaine and codeine all alone. It was a big waste, brother, such a big waste. Yeah, I know. They had some great songs, must have been a great time so long ago. Oh, but I didn't open up my mouth just to piss and moan. I watched the kids all skim across the ice. They looked so nice, it was so cold out. And then I coughed into my cupped hands and crossed the rink so I could hear the band. Two guitars, a drummer, a chick singer with a Kurzweil on a keyboard stand. And I said, play that cover, I said, play that cover song again. Thank you. That's the first song off the new album, Away. And it mentions my grandfather, Thomas Holmes Bud Moore. I had, in the period running up to the writing of the record, I'd spent a good deal of time with him in hospice, and he had asked me to work on his memoirs for him. He'd had a bunch of sort of things that he'd written that he wanted to put together and finish, and a lot of them dealt with his time in the Pacific Theater of World War II on an aircraft carrier called the USS Indiana. And so I spent a lot of time asking him clarifying questions. When did this happen? When did that happen? Do you remember the first time you did this? Do you remember what this was like? And it was just something nice that we could sort of talk about when there were a lot of more unspoken things that maybe nobody wanted to talk about. I was writing this song, and I could tell it was about something. I could picture something sort of that I thought it was about, and then I kind of pictured, like it was coming out of the fog, I kind of pictured this ship, and I realized that I wanted to just write a song about the ship, and it was easy because he already told me so much information, so all I had to do was just sort of say how many people were on the ship and what kind of planes they had, and the rest of the thing just wrote itself. It's called Comes Indiana Through the Smoke. So does the ink dry out, so does the singing mouth get sung out. So does the new headline no longer reach the town. So does the rosy fire of the horizon fade into dull gray, while the trees out by the parking lot get greener with the rain. On a dazzling field of blue, she comes sailing into view. All around her, engines scream and guns unload. Comes Indiana through the smoke. Indiana through the smoke. But you were bigger than life. You were giant. You were earth-sized. Now you're mostly just your mind and your dim eyes and your fractured spine, and you're sailing to the great unknown. You gotta go alone there. You can't even take your childhood bride, but it's okay when she's crying. With her OS2 you fleet, anti-aircraft battery. She is occupied by 1,800 souls. Comes Indiana through the smoke. death hole swells at the corner of the carpet. Nurses going in and out, well, they all just step around it. The room is coming in so close as some moments coming nearer. And your story's coming out so slow, but I come closer and can't hear her. And she steams out Casco Bay, part of Task Force 58. And the young men board her, all are brave and bold. Comes Indiana through the smoke. Indiana through the smoke. She won't sink or run aground. She won't turn back, she won't back down. When you find your time to finally let go, comes Indiana through the smoke. Indiana through the smoke. Thank you. Usually Okkervil River is a big rock band, and we go around and you know, play rock and roll sets, but I decided to do this thing this year because we got like 8 albums now, or 7 or 9, depending on what you count different releases as. And there's all kinds of fans who never got to hear X song or Y song. And so I thought, let's just do a requests tour and fully honor it, and they'll, you know, I'll fully just totally play exactly what people were asking for. And we decided to strip it down to just 3 people because there was so much material to cover. So we've been going around and playing songs that I hadn't even really thought about in over 10 years, much less played. And it's been really fascinating and fun. And this is one of the songs, which is from our second record, way back in 2002 or so. It's called The Velocity of Saul at the time of his conversion. 1, 2, 3. Loosen the wire, your time has expired. The only word left is goodbye. In my new dream, the light's shining on me. Little needles of sodium unstitch the seams of the sky. Hold your head higher, the heavenly choir is settling in for the night. And where I had friends, I am left with loose ends. 4 hours of vision exchanged for 4 hours of fright. But enough of the fight, enough you and I, enough
I right? And all our best laid plans, will they crumble in our hands? Our flags fell where they'd failed. Held in your breath long after projections of death. Are you sat in the waiting room, rasping and gasped on dry land? But the audience is tired. We've had enough fire. We're entering the age now of ice. And I'm feeling old to pull off to the shoulder. And I wonder with my head in my hands, should I call my wife? Say enough, you and I, enough of the fight, enough of prevail, walk in the light while the angels stand by. I get high as a kite, I'm too tired to smile or know that I'm right. Enough, you and I, enough of the fight, enough of the veil, walk in the light. And when the spacecraft came down, I was left on the ground. Will you keep me around? Will you help me survive after my time? So as Larry mentioned, I have a film that I did that was sort of based around the record that this song is from. The record is called The Silver Gymnasium, and the song is called Down, Down the Deep River. And I made a film out of it that's kind of a retelling of my childhood. Kind of a weird psychodrama retelling of my childhood in the style of a fantasy film, where I went back to my hometown and kind of reenacted a lot of it. But anyway, this song is also from that same record, and it's kind of a self-deprecating look back at my career. It's called Pink Slips. 3 brides before breakfast, and these rails, they just wrecked us right hand on my heart. Oh, while my left hand snaps your necklace. Each day gets a little more scary, holding on in a way but just barely. Moms and dads are rationing their cash for the commissary, but I can't start without going all the way. It's a habit someone gave me, oh, nursemaid of the blank page, canary, the American eclipse, a profiteer picking up pink slips. And this was just to go back, hey, when I know I wasn't never ever happy. Show me my memory.
was probably super crappy. 9 years down in Texas with sluts of both sexes, liars, lumps, and drug addicts and drunks. I love my friends, but I can't start without going all the way. And I've been that way since '83. Hey, midwife with a jet life, oh genie with a golden split, a prostitute paid in pink slips. Crashed my Cadillac in the valley of mirrors. When the call came, there was nobody here. When they came for the communists, I kissed them on the lips. Then they came for the singers in a haze of pink slips. Oh! Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I guess I was just dreaming and drifting, artificially lifted, only happy till the age of 10 is still a gift, but we can't go back to those 227 days. It's just a dream we all were having. Hey, mariner in the dirt trade, our postman of the post-apocalypse, from Academy Awards to pink slips. And I showered my Corvette with my wet boy years. Now I'm standing in the rain drinking the champagne and beers. They say, who's that shadow sneaking up behind the pier? He was rushed and he was rattled, now he's finally in the clear to be a refugee from the rat race, in his white tuxedo and his sad face. A music group that your dad plays, singing songs about autumn days. He's the laureate of the grand estate. Now he doesn't even write, he just riffs, and they'll cover up his coffin with pink slips. Thank you so much. Such a great thing to be here. Hope you're having a wonderful evening.
Okkervil River, Will Shepp, Will Grafe, and Benjamin Lazar Davis. The new CD on ATO is called Away, and yes, they are doing a tour that is just the three of them, acoustically, and doing a lot of retrospection on that. And don't forget, that tune Down, Down the Deep River has been made into a movie by Will. He directed and wrote and scored it. Right now, Bob Thompson is going to do a tune for you, and David Amram is going to join him. Bob has chosen a Charlie Parker song, piece, I should say. And the tune is called Now Is the Time. The man is Bob Thompson along with David Amram. Say hello. Bob Thompson, David Amram, the Charlie Parker tune, Now Is the Time. Colortones.com is where you find Bob's music. You're listening to Mountain Stage live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey and Glasser, LLP, a nationwide law firm born in West Virginia, with offices in Charleston, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Morgantown, D.C., Boston, Alabama, and Delaware. Details at baileyglasser.com. And by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia. Whether you're looking for extreme outdoor adventure, family fun, or an intimate getaway for two, there's something for everyone in the Mountain State. Travel planning and trip ideas are available. Visit go2wv.com. Additional support is provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, presenting the inaugural BB&T Malden Salt Fest on October the 7th, celebrating the history of salt in West Virginia's Kanawha Valley. Learn more at charlestonwv.com. This is Mountain Stage on NPR. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you just want to hear something again, you can visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs we don't have time to fit on the radio, as well as the complete finale song. So, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the show on iTunes if you would, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you have questions or suggestions for us, love to hear from you. Our email is larry@mountainstage.org. And, of course, you can also connect with us on Facebook, and you can peek behind the scenes on our Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. All of these links are at the website, mountainstage.org. We are going to end the show in fine style. You know, David Amram was one of the first people way back in the 50s who mixed a lot of different styles of music in what we now call multicultural music, or even world music, and he took African sounds, South American sounds, Native American sounds, as well as European and jazz sounds, and put it all together, because that's the way music works the best. When you don't categorize, you just bring it and let it hang out there. Some of the best music we've had on the Mountain Stage has come from Africa, and of course there are many styles of music in Africa, but this band is a young band. It's one of the hottest bands in Africa. And one thing that I love about it is they're from Zimbabwe, actually from the border. Victoria Falls, kind of a border town up there. But they do a mix of music. Some of it sounds very South African, and of course Zimbabwean. But they also do Pan-African sounds. You get the influences of that, as well as other influences of funk and ska and suku and all kinds of different things. It's beautiful. It's upbeat. Their latest CD is called Luyando, and it's acoustic. They do also more electric sound, but they're doing the acoustic sound on this one. They are 6 people. You see them up here. Matthias Muzaza will be singing the vocals, Trustworth Samindi on guitar and vocals, Miti Mugande on percussion and vocals, Indaba Coster Moyo on percussion and vocals, Abundance Mutori on bass and vocals, and Donald Morio on percussion and vocals. As you can tell, you're going to hear a lot of singing, as well as wonderful, wonderful music. As I said, Luyando is their latest. Please welcome, for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Mokoomba.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bati henu mwenendoka. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Twayeni tata yo. Twayeni tata. Twayeni tata yo. Twayeni tata. Twayeni tata yo.
Too good. Jina mimo nananeyo. Yanga jina kulu kulila kwenu. Ijendi naneyo. Etu bandike tu nadenandala. Ijendi naneyo. Etu bandike tu nadenandala. Ijendi naneyo. Etu bandike tu nadenandala.
No, the man again, no, the man again, one but I come with him, no, the jungle.
Twayeni tata. Twayeni tata yo. 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 Twayeni tata.
Ijenim,
Twayeni tata yo.
Mutamunim, Mutakosim,
Tata.
Manamenum,
Twayeni
Tunadin,
tata yo.
Najalam, Ijenim, Toyiniganum,
Twayeni tata yo.
Nanayam,
Twayeni tata.
Mutakulukulilim,
Twayeni tata yo.
Ijeninanam,
Twayeni tata.
Ijenimosem,
Twayeni tata yo.
Igim,
Twayeni tata.
Igim,
Twayeni tata yo.
Igim, Igim.
Twayeni tata yo.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is our traditional song where we are coming from, Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. Our music is called Traditional Afrofusion. Thank you so much. Enjoy our music. Give us
Jamule kamandage go to yango jiboho. 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 Ona le go dala ma kwada mo jana, ona le go dala la dala lo lo lo, ona le go dala ma kwada mo jana, ona le go dala la dala la, ona le go dala ma kwada mo jana, ona le go dala la dala la, ona le go dala ma kwada mo jana, ona le go divasa, ima mi yo con, divasa, divasa, ima mi yo con, divasa, ima mi yo con, alubobo.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Mokoomba from Zimbabwe. Matias Mazuza, Trustworth Samende, Miti Mugande, Indaba Costa Moyo, Abundance Mutori, Donald Moyo, Mokoomba. Luyando on Out Here Records is their latest. And you heard some things from Luyando right there. These guys got together back in 2001. They've been singing together for a long time, and Mokoomba was officially formed in 2008. And we are so grateful that they schedule us on their tour. They were here 2016 in America, did a show at the Apollo, and that kind of introduced them to a whole new audience. What wonderful music that is. Our thanks to Mokoomba, our thanks to Okkervil River, our thanks to David Amram and Joe Pug and Curtis McMurtry and all the folks that came along with these people. And of course, our thanks to you for coming out this evening to be with us in person at the Culture Center Theater in Charleston. And many, many thanks to you listening there on the radio, because without you, there would not be a Mountain Stage. And we're grateful that you've been tuning in. And we hope you'll do the same thing next week. Got a fun show then. St. Paul and the Broken Bones will be with us. Mac McAnally, the Wild Reeds, Sarah Siskine, and Chastity Brown. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Associate producers are Jeff Shirley and Vasilia Skouras. Assistant producers Joni Deutsch. Production manager is Paul Flaherty. We're engineered by Francis Fisher, Richie Collins, Jim Raines, and Patrick Stevens. We have production assistance from Michael Lipton, Joey Ansel, Mary Lee, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, and Woogie. Photographic services are provided by Brian Blauser. Promotions coordinated by Michael Lipton, Adam Harris, and Music in Motion Promotions. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are, just as soon as you can. You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the mountain state of West Virginia. Delilah was a woman, she was fine and fair. Ooh, she had good looks, God knows, and coal black hair. Delilah, she gained old Samson's mind. When first he saw this woman, Lord, she wouldn't leave his mind. Delilah, she climbed up on Samson's knee and tell me where your strength lies, if you please. She spoke so kind and she talked so fair, till Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair. You can shave my hair clean as my hand, and my strength would become natural as any old man. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this old building down. You read about Samson, all from his works. He was the strongest man that ever lived on earth. One day when Samson was walking alone, looked down on the ground, saw an old jawbone, stretched out his arm, God knows chains broke like thread. When he got to moving, 10,000 were dead. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this old building down. Michael Lipton. And the lion, they got on tack. Samson crawled up on the lion's back. Read about that lion, he killed a man with his paws. But Samson got his hands around that lion's jaws. Ripped that beast till he killed him dead. And the bees made honey in the lion's head. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this old building down. Bob Thompson on the piano. David Amram. Percussion. Well, now Delilah was a woman, she was fine and fair. Ooh, she had good look, I know, the coal black hair. Delilah, she gained me please. She spoke so kind, talked so fair. Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair. You can't shake my hair, clean as my hand. My strength become natural as any old man. I had my way. If I had my way. If I had my way, I would tear this old building down, yeah. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this old building down. I said I would tear this old building down.
Support for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey & Glasser, LLP, and by Wild, Wonderful West Virginia. Mountain Stage is a production of West Virginia Public Broadcasting. This is NPR.